Hello, I'm Steve at Sknz, and today we're going to take the mystery out of installing skins on a fuel tank. We've got a tank here off of Peterbilt. It's a 150-gallon tank, and we're going to put skins on this today for you. We've already measured it out. We're going to hide the seams under the straps on this one, so it's already pre-cut. This is the way it'll come to you out of the box. It'll be all rolled in sections. It'll be marked for location. All you have to do is fit it up on the tank, peel it, and stick it on. It comes with instructions that we suggest that you read. We'll go through the installation process here for you today. We're going to start out by cleaning this tank. We have to sand it with a 220 grit sandpaper. We're going to use a Black & Decker mouse that we have all set up here. And we'll just start getting ready. Okay, we've got the tank sanded now to make sure there's no high spots or rock chips or anything like that in it. Now we have to wipe it down with rubbing alcohol to make sure we get all the sanding dust off and to leave ourselves with a nice dry surface for the 3M adhesive to stick to. And you'll see that we're still going to pick up some residue, and that's important to get all that off before you go to stick your skin on. We've got a nice clean tank now. We want to make sure that we don't contaminate it. So we're going to take our first piece that we're going to put on, which is the smallest piece. We'll always start with the smallest piece first, and we're going to wipe off the red liner to make sure any dust or dirt that got on there during transit is not on there anymore. Then, to help us pull that liner off later, we're going to stick a little duct tape tab on here to help us pull that liner off once we get it onto the tank. That's a little trick you'll learn from us. Now we're ready to put this onto the tank. It's rolled to match the tank. Now we just have to get it lined up nice and square with the weld on the end of the tank. I have a line here that I'm going to go by. And then we're going to duct tape this piece into place. Then we'll get the top started right here. Then we'll make sure that we're lined up on that weld seam good. And we'll tape it right there, making sure everything's tight right here and right here. I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm going to duct tape the lower half of this piece into place. That's to keep it from moving. Put one piece of tape here, one piece of tape right here. Now I know when I lift up on the top of this, the bottom is not going to move. So I go to the top, take my tape loose, I lift up, grab my tab, I fold the liner underneath like that to expose the adhesive. You do not want the adhesive to touch the tank until you're ready to have it touch. So we'll stretch this out, we'll get this to come down. And now it's stuck to the tank. It's permanent. At this point, you can cut the bottom loose, and we're just going to work the liner off the tank, and we're going to eventually, it'll snap right out of our hands on the other end. Take the rest of my tape off. As you can see, it's flexible enough where we can get that liner to slide out from underneath. So we hold this out, and we just keep working this down a little at a time, making sure we get it nice and tight to the tank. And as long as you started it out straight, there's no way you can make it go crooked. If you start it out crooked, there's no way you can make it go straight. Pull my liner out and make sure I keep my fingers in there. till this is right to the very end. And there it is. We got our first piece firmly in place. Okay, we're ready to do the second section. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to wipe off the red liner. This piece goes around the filler neck and it'll be shipped with the filler neck piece in it. You need to remove that so we can get it around the filler neck. We've already got our duct tape tab on there. Now we'll fit this to the tank. And we're going to spend a little bit of time making sure this fits just right around that filler neck so we got a nice even gap all the way around. Okay, we got this piece in place. We took a little extra time to make sure we had a nice gap around the filler neck so we can fill that in later. We came down, we have it taped up now. It's nice and even with the weld seam, just like we did on the first piece. And now this piece is a little trickier. It's longer because it's out in the open on the bunk on the bunk type truck. So now we have to lift this up and get it over that filler neck. Before we stick it down. And now we're going to stretch it out. We're going to bring it down. Keep pressure on it. And now it's locked into place. We rub that with our hand, about 15 pounds of pressure. Make sure that adhesive sticks good to the aluminum tank. We untaped the bottom of the section and I've lifted up here now to get that liner back. You want to make sure that it came clean off around the filler neck, and now you want to start pushing this area down. Don't let it stick beyond it until you're ready. Nice fit around there. Keep coming down. Keep pressing it a little bit at a time. Just work it a little bit at a time. Make sure it gets down nice and tight to the tank. Keep moving the liner out ahead of you. And we'll just keep going until it snaps it right out of our fingers. And that's that piece. We untaped the bottom of the section and I've lifted up here now to get that liner back. You want to make sure that it came clean off around the filler neck, and now you want to start pushing this area down. Don't let it stick beyond it until you're ready. Nice fit around there. Keep coming down. Keep pressing it a little bit at a time. Just work it a little bit at a time. Make sure it gets down nice and tight to the tank. Keep moving the liner out ahead of you. And we'll just keep going until it snaps it right out of our fingers. And that's that piece. Okay, we got our last piece in place. We're going to lift it up. We're going to grab our bands. We're going to make sure that that liner folds back under there all the way so we don't pinch it. So we got that started. Now we're going to stretch this thing out. Get it down. And now it's stuck. Now we can pull the rest of our tape off. Okay, I'm going to grab it in the center, pull that back, make sure everything comes with it. I'm going to push in the center, work it each way. Pull a little more liner. Okay, we're right down to the end here now. Pull this liner out. We want to stretch that out. Make sure that hits. We go to this corner. Work that liner off. And that takes care of it. If you want to take a roller to it now and roll the whole thing down with a linoleum roller, you can do it. We just use about 15 pounds of hand pressure. Just make sure that that adhesive is stuck down all over good. You're ready to mount her back on the truck. We're not going to peel the laser film off of this one now. We're going to come back and show you what to do with those grooves. We give you a little wiggle room under the straps just in case you do get one started crooked. We're going to fill that up with a gray metallic silicone, and we're also going to do the filler neck, and we'll show you that next. Okay, we got the skin on the tank. The last thing you need to do, and you want to do this before you pull the laser film liner, is we're going to put silicone around the filler neck, down the cracks in between there so no dirt gets in there, and that way nothing can get behind this skin and start working on that adhesive. So we'll just run a bead of this gray metallic silicone in there. You can be as sloppy as you want because you're going to smoothen it off with your finger. And this will close up any gaps that are left when they weld these filler caps in. They suck into the tank a little bit, and you got to fill in that little bit of a gap. That completes our installation. We're not going to pull any of the laser film off now. We're going to give the silicone time to skin over and dry. But we want to show you that this is what it will look like on your truck. Mirror finish, 304 stainless steel. Your polishing days are over. Okay, at Sknz, we also offer fuel tank strap skins that you can put on your straps so that your straps will be a perfect mirror like your tanks. We have a couple of Peterbilt straps here. We've got one prepped for the skin. We've got one factory strap. We're just going to put this on, put it in place right here, line it up with the strap, push it down, pull our liner back a little bit at a time, get it into place. And there you go. Now you can see the difference. You just saw us putting a stainless skin on a stainless strap. They also work perfectly well on a painted strap like we did on our tank here. We put the stainless skins over the painted straps so we have a nice, completely matched finished product.